Hey folks, I'm Papa Boris, and I am ridiculously excited to show you how to play Shogun Showdown. In case you're not familiar, this is just one of the best tactical roguelikes ever. It just came out, version 1.0 today. Let's take a look at how it works. I'm actually going to skip this tutorial. I will teach you how to play. The tutorial is fine, but you have something even better, which is me. At the beginning of a run, you choose a character. They're all locked at the beginning, except for the main one. You can also choose a weapon loadout. You'll eventually have 3 per character, but at the beginning, there's just 1 character and 1 weapon loadout. So when you first download the game, you can just go. Now, the goal of this game is to survive a multitude of increasingly challenging levels with increasingly challenging enemies until you take down the big boss, the Shogun. It is a roguelike, so once you die, you start over. There is a little bit of meta progression in the form of things being unlocked, and I really don't want this thing here. Oh my god. How do I... well, that thing will just be there, I guess. It's not always going to be there. It does eventually go away. I'm just not quite sure how to get it to turn off. Okay, anyhoodle. Let's talk about how you play this game. This is a turn-based game. Nothing acts until you act. You can move to the right. That's the left. You can move to the left. You can move to the right. You can pass, and your character can also turn around. Which way you're facing matters in this game. So right now my character's facing left. Here I turn around and my character's facing to the right. Now, in addition to moving around and passing, you can also add a tile to the queue. This costs an action. You can have up to 3 tiles in your queue, and moving them around is a free action. Taking one of them out of the queue is also a free action, but if you take one out and want to put it back in, that will cost you another action. Let's talk about how these tiles work. You can always click this question mark button here and then hover over things to see an explanation of what stuff does. Basically, if there's a number on the tile, that means it deals damage. The number of dots below the tile says the cooldown, so after you use it, you have to wait that many turns before you can put it back into your stack. And then how it works, well, that's a bit qualitative. So this one right here is a swirl attack. It damages enemies to either side of you, so it doesn't matter which way you're facing. This is an arrow. It shoots an arrow in the direction that you're facing, and the first enemy that it hits will take 2 damage. Let's talk a little bit about enemy behavior. So an arrow like this means the enemy is going to move in that direction. This means the enemy is about to add something to the stack. So it added this attack to the stack, which is just a sword attack in the direction the enemy is facing, hitting the adjacent square. I'm going to wait another turn. Now the enemy is going to move towards me. And notice when the enemy is next to me, it's going to light up. When the tile is lit up like this, that means the enemy is committed. The enemy will actually attack the square in front of it and deal 2 damage no matter what happens. So if I step out of the way, it'll just waste its attack and miss. There is an element to learning the enemy's behaviors. These guys, for example, will always back up, add that attack to their stack, then move towards you, and once they get close enough to you to attack, they will commit the attack, and then you can back up or kill them or something, and then the pattern starts over. What I'm going to do now is press the space bar. When you press spacebar, you execute your stack starting at the bottom and working your way up. You can see that with this little arrow here. You can kind of imagine these tiles falling out of the bottom of the stack. So if I do it this way, first I'm going to shoot an arrow, then I'm going to do the swirl attack. If I did it this way, first I would swirl attack, then arrow. Now this guy has 3 HP, so it doesn't actually make any difference which order I do it, but I'm going to attack, shoot the arrow, and then the turn is over. Notice that that all happens in 1 action. So even if you have 3 tiles in your stack, it takes just 1 action to execute all of them. Now this guy's about to hem me in, so I'm going to go here, back off so he doesn't hit me, and then this guy is going to commit his attack. These guys only have 2 HP, but they do attacks in both directions, and when I back off, he's going to kill his buddy. I'll now do the attack, even though I'm facing the other way. This attacks in both sides, so it will kill the enemy behind me. Then we'll shoot an arrow and kill this guy. Let's talk about this wave counter up here. We'll discuss now the meta progression of the game. In order to clear a level, which is represented by one of these skulls, you have to clear a certain number of waves. So you have to kill on this level 4 waves of enemies, and we're on the 3rd wave. If you kill all of the enemies in a wave, then the next wave appears. However, if you dilly-dally, the next wave can actually appear on top of the existing one, and you'll get a notification. It'll start kind of flashing when that is about to happen. This level is another set of waves of enemies, And then this right here is the boss. So to clear the first, let's call it stage of the game, you have to pass through 2 levels worth of enemies and then defeat the boss. And then there will be some rewards, which we'll talk about. The one other thing I haven't mentioned here is that every character has a special movement. For this character, the Wanderer, if you are next to an enemy, facing them, and you move into their direction, you switch places with them, like this. Watch. Notice now I've got this thing right here. That is the cooldown on that movement ability. I need these white dots to get up to 4, and now I can use the movement ability again. Here, I'm going to use my melee attack to kill this guy that's about to hit me, and then fire an arrow. The order matters, because if I fired the arrow first, I would whiff with my second attack. We'll now just do this. And notice the cooldown comes back, and I better kill him, because I'm hemmed in on the edge of the map. These are potions. They do a variety of things. Drinking a potion is a free action. After each level, you get a reward. Now, the first one, the reward is a new tile. This is a spear that's kind of like a melee weapon, but it also reaches 2 squares ahead. And this thing is a backup. You fly backwards until you hit either the edge of the map or an enemy, and you deal a damage if you hit an enemy. We'll take the spear. I think in this one, I'll try to talk more about the wave counter. We have a new enemy, by the way. These guys will charge at you. And that's where things get dangerous. Enemies that essentially have range need to be dealt with promptly, or else they will get you. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is a little bit of dilly-dallying. You see how it says wave 205, wave 205, wave 205, wave 205, and now it's doing that? That means I'm about to get a new wave spawning over the top of the existing one, even though I had not yet finished killing that guy. Here, what I'll do is spear first to kill both of them, and then shoot an arrow to finish off the guy in the back. That is a combo, you notice. I'm not 100% sure if combo kills always give you coins, so I don't worry too much about doing combos unless you care about achievements, in which case you might try to do some combo hunting. So here we'll go ahead and finish off the waves. The first level, of course, is not super hard. That's one thing I like about this game, is that once you get in the rhythm, it can be pretty fast-paced, or, you know, you can really take your time and think about your moves. Now, in the previous one, we had an extra tile. This reward is an upgrade. Warrior's Gamble is stupid, so we're going to re-roll it. You can spend coins to re-roll your selection. We have 18 coins here. And this I like a lot more, +1 damage. So we're going to go ahead and upgrade the damage on this arrow, so now it shoots across the screen and does 3 damage. Now we're fighting up against the boss. Now this is where I'm going to stop. I'll beat this boss, talk about rewards in between stages, and then I'll start over. But if you do want to see more gameplay, want to find out the strategies for killing the enemies, about which tiles to take, meta progression, all that good stuff, I will be doing a very long series. This game will be taking control of my channel for a good long while. But for now, we'll just kill this boss. It's very important to learn how the bosses behave. For this boss, you do want to kind of stay close, because when he dashes at you, you need to be prepared to switch places with him. Okay, so he's not doing that right now. But there it is. This is a dash move. Remember, you can click this to see what the enemy's doing. He's going to charge at me. So I'm going to go here. I'm going to wait for him to commit his attack. And then when he does, I'll switch places with him so it doesn't do anything. And then I'm going to back up and get close to him to make sure that I'm ready to switch places with him if I need to. Alright, he's not doing this dash attack again, so that's fine. And this should kill him. Okay, here we have a nice upgrade, +1 upgrade slot, -1 cooldown. Every tile can be upgraded a certain number of times. All your starting tiles have 3 upgrades, but tiles that you pick up during a run can have between 2 and 4. So this one actually I rolled low. It could have had up to 4 upgrade slots, but instead it only has 2. You can see I upgraded the damage on this arrow, so it has only 2 upgrade slots left. But this thing not only lowers the cooldown, so now I can shoot the arrow once every 4 turns instead of every 5, but it also gives me an extra upgrade slot so I can upgrade that more times later. Now the final thing we'll talk about here is the reward structure. After clearing a stage, you get to choose one of 2 directions to go. And these things are independent of each other. So for example, this says Sacrifice Tile and Warring Shop. Warring Shop is not related to Sacrifice a Tile. So Sacrifice Tile can come along with any other shop, and Warring Shop can come along with any other thing. So for example, Slot Upgrade could have gone with Warring Shop, and Sacrifice Tile could have gone with Dancer Shop. The first thing, let's just go into this place and I'll show you. The first thing here is what you get over in this weird gargoyle cave. So sacrifice a tile in this case means you can throw a tile away and get 40 coins. There are other things you can purchase like bonus slots, bonus damage, cooldown reduction. There's like a weird one called Enchant where you can get really nifty effects, but you increase the cooldown of the tile and so forth. Then the other thing, the shop, determines what types of skills you can purchase. These are randomly rolled, so it's not always going to be this. And they have a certain theme. So Warring tends to be about increasing damage, Dancer tends to be about movement, Combo has something to do with combo, and so on. So an element of strategy in this game is choosing which shops you want to go to and which of these tile upgrades you want to get. Now this one, I put something on it and I get coins. Most of them you put something in it and you pay coins to upgrade it. At the shops, you can also sell potions for coins. You only can carry up to 3 potions at a time. And let's talk a little bit about meta progression. You can use skulls to purchase upgrades. So shops actually have 3 slots. 2 slots for like the types of skills that are available to be purchased at the shop. So right now I only have 1 to choose from, but if I unlock this, I'll have 2 to choose from. There's a slot here, which gives you the ability to either pay health for some coins or pay health to re-roll the shop. And then this one right here is a spot where you can buy a healing potion. So we'll pay a health, and then that thing goes away, and I've gotten 5 coins. I highly recommend getting these upgrades for your skulls, because that makes the shops a lot more potent. Outside of a run, you can also use skulls to purchase new tiles. Let's head back to the main menu so you can see what that looks like. When we start a new run, your character can go here to see like the different achievements that need to be unlocked, and then if you go all the way to the left, you can purchase new tiles. This works about as you'd expect in a roguelike, where you can now see that tile appearing in your run. Now, unfortunately, the interface does not tell you what this does, so you need to go to the wiki and look them up if you want to make informed decisions. I will just say it doesn't take that long to unlock everything. If you get into the game, at least it doesn't feel like it takes very long. I guess it is a largish number of runs. But you'll eventually have all this stuff unlocked, and then there will be something else you can do with your skulls. Anyway, that's it. I'm going to go ahead and start a series on this game. Thank you so much for watching the starting guide. For more intricate strategies, check out the link to my playlist in the description, and I hope to see you back here for some long quality time with Shogun Showdown. Take care, everybody.